Easy Explain the Problems of Philosophy by Bertrand Russell. Introduction and Overview. So kicking things off with who Bertrand Russell was. So he was born in 1872 in Wales, and he also died in Wales in 1970. He graduated from Trinity College with honors, a very high-achieving young academic, and he was effectively majoring in both mathematics and moral sciences, which, even from this young age of his college days, you really start to see how he's planning his career and where his trajectory is going to be in both math and philosophy. After graduating, he actually went on to become a fellow and lecturer in philosophy at Trinity. He stayed nice and local. But big event for him, in 1916 he was fired. In 1918 he was actually imprisoned. And this is all for his protests against World War I. Very against this war, very against the UK's involvement in this war. But before that point, while he was still a lecturer and a fellow and teaching philosophy at Trinity College, so in 1908, he was also elected to be a fellow of the Royal Society, really getting some interest, right? He was very popular, very successful, a brilliant person, even at a young age, even as a young academic, a young professional. But after the war, right, once he was released, once all that was passed and behind him for his work, in 1949, he was awarded to the British Order of Merit, right? This is an honorary within the kingdom, the United Kingdom. And a year later, in 1950, he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. Very high-achieving writer, thinker, academic, and philosopher. So we're actually going to take a closer look at his book, The Problems of Philosophy. This is a great introductory text. It's a classic work in philosophy. Still going strong over a century later. He does a great job at presenting the problems of philosophy historically, right? Some of the biggest thinkers and the problems they were addressing, but also providing his own analysis on those, equipped with his 20th century perspective and his own workings. So how we're going to do this, it's kind of a long text. It's 15 chapters. So the way we're going to work through this is I'm going to break it up into 3 chapter sections. So the first video, we'll look at the first 3 chapters. Our second video, we'll look at the next 3. Third video, looking at chapters 7 through 9. Fourth video, chapters 10 through 12. And finally, our final video in this series is going to look at the final chapters of 13 through 15. So this is a lot of ground to cover. There's a lot here to work with. Russell does a great job at covering a lot of ground in a very small book. So how I plan to do it is with each chapter, we'll either highlight the philosophical problem that Russell is addressing, and or I'll provide his focus, his analysis on that problem. Going to be pretty big videos, going to get pretty in-depth on a lot of things, but this is just an overview now. Going to be kicking it off with the first 3 chapters coming up next, but for now, hope this helps.